Hello, YouTube. Like my shaky camera work? Oh, sorry. I'm trying to wake up. I'm a little groggy. It's oh my goodness. I think I'm gonna sneeze. Oh yeah, springtime. Just love springtime. Allergies and sneezes and yeah, that's what springtime. And it's suddenly so damn hot. That's what springtime's me. Oh my God, I'm regretting my decision to go up 46th Street right now, because as soon as I rounded this corner, man, I just, oh my gosh. Yeah, there is some kind of pollen on that street that is fucking with me. Okay, so it's 5:34 p.m. Thursday, April 7th, 2022. My Amazon work week is done, and I'm on to my Thursday and Friday reality, weekend reality, so to speak, which largely, and for quite some time, has largely consisted of Bullock's karaoke show on Thursday, and Friday, going back to Bullock's, taking down my system after working on music for a while. And the weekend is, well, fairly open. Looking for love and adventure, I guess. Used to be mostly about looking for more karaoke work, but I pretty much come to the conclusion that without a car, it's sort of a wasted effort. Which reminds me, seems like I should have heard from Rob by now about my car being fixed. Yeah, that hasn't happened. And now that I have my phone number back, albeit in the worst smartphone I've ever owned in my life, I really should give him a call or a text and try to motivate him some. Because I think this would be a good weekend for me if I had my car. I thought of this weekend without it is kind of bleh. I mean, not as bleh as it otherwise would be, just because at this point I'm so accustomed to. It's just sometimes I forget at this point that I even own cars, because it's just been so long since I've driven any of them. So I'm headed northbound, hoping to catch the Route 29 bus, mostly just because on my way out the door, on my way out the door, as per usual, I checked the Valley Metro Transit app, and my timing out the door is shitty today. And my checking of the transit app was pretty shitty. I didn't check the Route 17. Don't feel like going down to McDowell or dealing with that. So just get that out of the way. I didn't even consider it. Looked at the 44. Looked at bus traffic on 44th Street. It was one of those times where it was extra frustrating, because when I looked at it, and granted this is a while ago, however many minutes it's taken me to, I'm at 4 minutes of video right now, which is enough to pretty much guarantee that I've missed the next Thomas bus that I saw coming, which I figured it would. I wonder if there's a radio station promo vehicle right here. Yeah, I was pretty much guaranteed that I was going to miss that, which is fine, whatever. But that was clumsy of me. First thing I checked was 44th Street, because obviously that's the closest bus stop, and it was another one of those reminders of how much it annoys me that the Route 44 is the only bus that stops at those bus stops and that provides service at those bus stops, because it's not even in the majority of buses that drives by those bus stops. And I think that's probably why the buses that are marked not in service bother me so much, is because my closest two bus stops northbound 44th Street and southbound 44th Street at Oak Street probably have the highest ratio of available in-service, there for riders buses to not-in-service buses. The amount of not-in-service buses that go up and down past the stops absolutely dwarfs the amount of Route 44 buses. Even during peak hours, Route 44, 30 minutes, one bus every 30 minutes. And because that is such an extensively long route, and because it runs so infrequently, but yet it's a busy route, the route runs from, oh gosh, Desert something. I'm wanting to say Desert Sky, but that's out near Amazon where I work. Desert something. Oh man, I'm forgetting the name of the shopping center because it's just been so long since I've been able to travel that far north. But anyway, shopping center, it goes up to about Deer Valley Road. There's a shopping center north of Loop 101, very big shopping center. I can't for the life of me remember the name, but it has the word desert in it. That's the northbound end of the route, where I'm assuming it just turns around and comes back down. I don't think it plays the not in service game and wanders off to become other routes up there. Although I'd be willing to bet money there's a little stretch of the neighborhood that it does its turnaround in and possibly even camps out and waits in that it doesn't provide bus service to, which sucks. Because bus service is pretty sparse up that far out. And it comes south all the way to the SkyTrain station, whereas I ride it from 44th Street to the Sky Station all the time. I'm not sure how many miles it is, but that is a long bus route. And because it goes such a long distance, has so much potential for getting stuck in traffic, it's rarely ever on time and has a frequently is over 15 minutes late. So you can't really count on what time that bus is going to show up at all, other than you can count on it's going to probably be a long wait, because the base schedule that it can't seem to follow is every 30 minutes. So yeah, but looking at the map today when I went to head out was a solid reminder of just how many buses are going up and down that road flagged as not in service that would take me where I need to go. And that's because so many of the routes, and this is basically from what I've been able to tell, just been watching in the Valley Metro Transit app, where buses, jaywalking. That was a little closer than it probably should have been, but whatever. Honk if you're horny. I am. All right. Fucking Phoenix Stroads, man. At this point, we got two, maybe three generations that believe that streets are for cars, not for people. So what am I going to do? All right. I did remember to set up my hotspot, so I can at least check the transit app to see what's going on. And as I suspected, the 40 that I looked at that was coming has long since passed me. It's over to 40th Street, so I missed it by 3/4 of a mile. Next 40 stopping here will be in 5:57, so 15 minutes. That sucks. And now I'm wishing I just walked over to 44th Street, because I see the southbound 44 is at Thomas, and obviously I'm not going to make it to that. Yeah, next one is gonna stop here, so I might as well just chill out and shit. You know, sometimes I'm happy to live in an area that has bus service, and other times I'm just like frustrated with what's here. And yeah, that southbound 44 that I could have walked to 44th Street to catch is almost there. I just wasn't looking at standing around at that bus stop for so long. Northbound 555, looking at about 12 minutes for another northbound 44. I guess I'll walk that way. I don't feel like waiting at the stop for 15 minutes. Yeah, so basically all I did was an extra half mile of walking for no reason, so whatever. Oh, well, they're actually building something here. Used to be a rundown building there with a very mediocre Mexican restaurant in it. I forget what the name of it was. It is a long time ago that I went there, and it's been closed for a long time. Speaking of mediocre Mexican restaurants, it's going to be a Filiberto's. Yeah, most of the time Filiberto's is pretty good, and it looks like they're building a hell of a nice building for a Filiberto's. Usually Filiberto's just go into abandoned, rundown fast food buildings that were left behind by fast food chains. Sorry, speaking of fast food, I was looking over there, and Spartan Euros is still there. I never noticed they don't have a light-up sign up above. I guess I got the sign right there. So, I've heard really good things about that place. I'm just not so into Greek food, so it doesn't really appeal to me much. But about closest I get to Euros is occasionally when they bring the Euros back and they have on a promotional sale over at Arby's. I'll get them. Which I guess puts my taste in Greek food right up there with Priscilla's taste in Mexican food. Oh well, what you gonna do? Anyway, as I was explaining, the non-service buses running up and down 44th Street, they're really out in full force today. And I've kind of, after all this time I've spent looking at the app trying to figure out, hey, and taking screenshots, of course, trying to figure out, hey, why on 44th Street, when I'm waiting forever for a 44 bus, is there 229 to 17 and a 50? What the hell is going on? And a 41? What the hell is going on here? And basically what I've been able to figure out is because there's so many bus routes in Phoenix that go that don't go to their terminus on the east side. And I'm sure that's the same kind of thing on the west side. I just don't know what street they all go up and down. Here it seems to be 44th Street. But here on the east side, here where I live, there's so many bus routes that don't go all the way to their terminus. So the routes on the east side, you've got, starting from the ones to the south to the north that I'm familiar with, you got Route 3, a large portion of which don't, even though it ends at the Phoenix Zoo, a large portion of them don't provide service west of, don't provide service east of 32nd Street, which I think is a testament to just how much Phoenix cares about providing transportation to its zoo, since that is the only bus route that services the zoo. And on that note, two light rail lines in Portland servicing their zoo. High-speed light rail, I might add. Looks like the bank branch from Hill is already closed. I was looking forward to catching the asshole security guard in video again. Anyway, moving along. Also so that's what happens with the Van Buren bus. It a sizable portion of them don't provide service west of 32nd Street. However, they drive up to 44th Street, coming up 44th Street as a not-in-service bus to connect to other routes and ways I'll explain in a little bit. Next one up is the Route 17. Again, many of them don't provide service past 44th Street. And that's interesting because the last time I was riding the buses extensively, which granted was like a decade ago, it used to be that point that they didn't all go east of, that point used to be 52nd Street, but they've reduced that service and now it's 44th Street. That route, if you take it all the way, the percentage of the buses that do the full route, it goes eastbound to Pima Road. Next one up is the 29, and we're actually at the intersection where the 29 does its deed. You've got a good portion of the buses don't go past this intersection here, 44th Street. Although the route itself continues, again, all the way east to Pima Road. And this is another one, if memory serves, that point that it used to only provide, that where the buses terminated, that didn't go all the way east. It used to be, if memory serves, it used to be 52nd Street as well. Next route up is the 41. That's the Indian School bus. Similar to Van Buren, although a much bigger offender, if you ask me. Nice convertible. A good portion of its buses don't go east of 32nd Street. Although the route itself goes, again, I think all the way to Pima Road. To me, that's a bigger offender because it services Old Town Scottsdale, which is supposedly such a great walkable area. And it really, to me, it really is a testament to just how, in spite of the fact that our transit system here tries to put it on a facade that it's Valley Metro and it's one cohesive system, what it actually is a whole bunch of separate systems run by the different cities that are kind of held together by management, by Valley Metro, with the work actually done by subcontractors that are not actual employees of the city or of Valley Metro, the transit authority. Anyway, so Scottsdale has bus routes that go around Old Town, but Scottsdale isn't really concerned about connectivity between Old Town Scottsdale and the rest of the valley. Those routes, when you get into Old Town, it's very clear that their concern is just connecting people to other parts of central Scottsdale. I don't even want to say other parts of Scottsdale because for the most part, Scottsdale, once you get north of Old Town, the service is very far, very, very little and very, very minimal. And once you get north of Frank Lloyd Wright, it's virtually non-existent, even though Scottsdale goes much farther north. And once you get north of via Linda Road, it also goes very far east of there. But yeah, none of those areas have bus service because those people are rich homeowners and they have no desire for public transportation, which is sad. Next route going up that does this thing of not servicing the whole route. Speaking of buses not servicing the whole route, there goes a 29 going south on 44th Street. It's going to unload everybody at that stop right there in front of the Starbucks on 44th Street just south of Thomas. However, that bus doesn't just cease to exist there. It just ceases to provide transportation services, which is what it's being paid for there. Now I could open up the other app and look at it and see where it's going. But most likely it's either getting ready to become, and actually I think I shall do that right now. It's either getting ready to become a 17, possibly a 3, but most likely a 17 since it's going southbound. And it's going to drive for a mile on a stretch of 44th Street that has pretty substantial transit needs without providing any transit services. I need to really condense this into a well-written but not too long letter and carbon copy it to a bunch of people. All right, my internet's painfully slow right now. On the bright side, I see my northbound 44. It's at Oak Street, so that's a good thing. Oh, hang on, I see what's going on. Oh, no, that's a 20. I'm seeing a 29. Sometimes I forget there's that weird bug where it bounces the bus ahead of where it physically is. But no, I'm looking at a 29 on. Oh, that's probably the one I'm looking at there. Right there, it's telling me, it's lying and telling me it's at 46th Street. Go figure. I can't seem to see the one that went southbound, which is weird. Normally I can see them. Anyway, the next route that does the whole incomplete route thing is the Route 50. And again, it does the thing at 44th Street, where it's only some of the buses continue past 44th Street. And again, that's one I think that they're really doing a disservice to a lot of people, because there's a lot of destinations east of 44th Street that you would think people would want to go to and want to go from, and a lot of employers. You've got the north end of Old Town Scottsdale. You've got the Scottsdale Fashion Square Mall, which is arguably the most thriving mall left in Arizona, a place where most malls have died and have been bulldozed or shut down. But yeah, Scottsdale Fashion Square is still thriving, but somewhat, over half the buses that go to it don't go that far east. And then after that, it goes through. It goes down. I forget what road it goes north at, but it goes down Camelback Road. It cuts north at some point, and then it starts going eastbound on Chaparral Road. And it's one of the few bus routes that actually provides some service on the Salt River, Pima, Maricopa Indian Reservation. Granted, it's not really providing service to the community, to the people who live on that community, but rather providing service to Scottsdale Community College, which is located on the res. Again, something that you think a lot of people would have a reason to go to. It's a college, for God's sake, but nope. Well, half the buses don't go there. So anyway, hope you probably bored you all to tears with this explanation of buses that go east, but half of which don't provide. I'm saying half. It's roughly half of which don't provide service east of 44th Street. And what I was trying to explain they do before I get on my bus, which is here, is most of them. Like, some of them kind of do a dance, turn around, and just go back the way they came. But I found most of them actually go up north or south along 44th Street between Camelback and Van Buren, and then turn around and go back down a different street. So the one that comes down Camelback might go south and then go down McDowell. The one that comes down McDowell might go north and then head west back down Thomas, and so on and so forth. And these routes, these 5 routes, Van Buren, McDowell, Thomas, Indian School, and Camelback, regularly are going up and down, marked as not in service, to connect to the next road. And my question is, why can't those provide service between those points? Since most of the time, me and other people that are catching a bus on 44th Street are just trying to get to one of those other routes and head west anyway.